How we're doing it is a clamp slide position. So what hit and move means is I'm going to flow water, I'm going to shut it down, and then I'm going to move forward into the structure. The technique I'm using is a clamp slide. So back up a little bit here. So one other thing too. So what's the strongest shape? Triangle. What does this position kind of look like?
Triangle.
A couple of triangles, right? So this is a good strong base. Anything I do in the fire service, short of like a medical aid on a little old lady and I'm hooking up a 12 liter or whatever, I'm in a triangle position. If I'm building cribbing on a car, I'm building in this position so I can step back if something happens. If I'm on both knees doing anything, I'm just kind of planted here. If something goes wrong, I can't really move. Triangle position is a stronger position to be in. It's also similar to how I'm going to search. I can search a room and in this tripod position, and I'm stretched out with my foot on the wall. I'm going to cover a lot more ground. So pretty much everything I do is kind of in a nozzle forward triangle base. So anytime you guys are calling for water, you can set up in a clamp slide or however you want to do it, but you're controlling the nozzle whenever we call for water. So I can call for water, my body weight is on the hose, and I can be masking up here if I haven't masked up already at the front door. So the clamp slide, you have to ensure the clamp part is what I'm doing right now. The slide is how I'll move it, which you guys will see in a minute. So I want to make sure my body weight, my butt is stacked on my heel, which is stacked on the hose, and I'm compressing the hose into the ground. So that's how I'm controlling it. If I sit upright with this kind of active toe, so I'm going to go on that side so you can see. So if I keep my toe active here and I charge the line, I'm not controlling it. If I sit back on it, now I've got it controlled by my body. So the advantage of that, or to the side a little bit, so I can call for water. Anytime I open a line, I make sure the bumper guard is all the way right to the pipe. Old nozzles, especially in the academy, you could have done something, set it down, dragged it around, you go to open it and it's on a pause all of a sudden, which we do not want interior. So I can open the line, I'm sitting on the hose, I don't need my hands to control this line, because my body weight is stacked on top of it. So when you set up in the clamp slide, if it hurts your ankle to do that, just choke up on the hose so it's on your shin. However you are to compress the hose from the ground. For me, I like it right at my ankle. I'm sitting on my butt, my chest is tall, and I'm going to flow from this position. So say we've opened a door, I want to cool the environment, and I want to go wall, ceiling, wall, and sweep the floor occasionally. Wet walls aren't going to burn, so I'm cooling everything, I'm taking space back from the fire, and I'm creating the space for me to advance into the structure. I open my nozzle slow, I go wall, ceiling, wall, I sweep the floor, I'm going to shut it down and move. This is the slide portion. So I'm getting set up to move. I hug the hose into my body and the crook of my left elbow. You can even, if you have a BA on, I can kind of grab my pack and anchor it in. And I'm posting off my right hand. Anyone do like jiu-jitsu or breakdancing or anything? Breakdancing, right? All right, so what I'm trying to accomplish is this warm-up. That's basically what I'm doing without kicking my foot forward. I hook the hose onto my knee and I'm swinging my hip through. So when I'm ready to move, the hose is hugged into my body, my right foot's planted, and it's not just these little movements dragging the hose on the ground. I'm kind of picking it up with my knee, moving forward. So what that looks like with hose, anytime you guys go to get on your knees, hike your pants up at the crotch. It's gonna give you a lot more range of motion in there. Looks a little aggressive, especially if you're a girl, but it's functional. Like I keep the knee pads open because that gives me like 2 more inches of flexibility.
Guys,
yeah, you guys got rentals.
Just wear shin guards underneath, that's it.
I bought these. Big fire nerd. All right, so I've cooled the environment, I've gone wall, ceiling, wall, I'm ready to move. I'm gonna communicate that down the line. I'm gonna tell them, hey, forward 10 feet. I'm pulling my hip through, it's a big movement.
Forward 10 feet?
So the communication is whatever I need to do, I'm giving that direction to my backup, also known as the heel firefighter. So it could be forward 10 feet. I gotta give them a second to process my command. 'Cause maybe they can't see around me. It's smoky, can't see anything anyway. I know where I'm going, but they don't know yet. So give them a second for that reflex time. Forward 10 feet, and if I just start taking off, you saw like a couple of big steps, I'm gone, right? Give them a second to process your command so they can move with you. The command can be whatever it is. Forward 10 feet, left turn, wherever we're going in the structure. And we'll get more into that when we get into hose lays, and we'll actually be interior, working around corners. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that. So that's the clamp slide position at the nozzle. The backup, or the heel firefighter, you want to be 8 to 10 feet behind whoever's in front of you. So we could have 2 people on this line, we could have all of you on this line. However many people are on it, you want 8 to 10 feet of space between each person. If I'm this close to the nozzle and really not helping him out much, I'm probably going to be pushing his hose around. You guys saw moving the 2.5. If I want to move the nozzleman, push the hose. There's not much you can do to fight me on that, especially with the 2.5. Inch and 3/4, not as difficult to manage. So the backup position, or the heel, 8 to 10 feet behind the nozzle, with my back to them. Start on the same side as your nozzleman, but you can move around however you need. So if they told me, hey, forward 10 feet, left turn, and I'm going left, I'm going to be on the wrong side of the hose when we make that turn. I'm going to be in that pinch point. They're going to make that turn, and I'm going to get sucked into the wall, and now I'm part of the problem, and I'm not able to help them at all. So you can get to whatever side of the hose you want, but start out on the same side of the hose as your nozzleman. So my right leg's back, underhand grip with my right hand. This is going to fatigue my small muscles, especially with structure gloves on, especially with 2.5. I'm probably not even going to be able to hang on to it. So underhand grip, my arm's nice and straight. I don't need to curl it, fatigue my muscles. It's just anchoring the hose to my body. I'm driving off my back leg here. I can kind of check my nozzleman, and I can check to see if we have any rollover going behind us that maybe they didn't see. So I've got better field of vision in this position. They can tell me forward 5 feet, whatever it is, driving off my leg, my arm's nice and straight, and I'm just moving the hose with it.
And so on this one though, you're not like securing the hose like the nozzleman is?
No, because if you were on top of the hose, now you have all three of you's body weight on top of the hose, and it's going to be really difficult to move. So you're all on one side of the hose except for that hand that's posting. So as I'm moving, just driving off that back leg, resetting my front hand and front leg. So say we were going left, now I go left this way. We get to this corner, and again, we'll do more corner management and hose lays. I'm just driving the bus. I'm pulling from supply, and I'm pushing to the nozzle. Pulling from supply, pushing to the nozzle. I could do it with just my arms, but why? When I can use my legs and they're way stronger. So if I drive off my heel, I can kind of lean forward, drive back. Lean forward, drive back. Multiple turns, because this has come up in all the other grooves. I can only manage as many turns as I have people. Otherwise, I'm going to have to tell them, hold, I need more hose. I'm going to have to run back, reload this room, and now I can manage this pinch point. We're getting to another turn. We got a few people on the line. They're going to tell me, hey, bump up. Every order you give needs to be repeated down the line. So whatever it was, forward 10 feet, it's going to be repeated down the line. Forward 10 feet. Bump up. Hey, bump up. I'm going to haul ass to the next corner. The next person's going to come up and manage this corner. We could do that up the stairwell, around however many turns we need to make. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you guys have 7, right? So there will be 4 on one line, 3 on the other.